Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church. It's good to be with you today. It's always a good day to see God at work, and I hope you're doing that. And if you're not, well, I hope you will. It's just wonderful to know that there's a God who cares, and there's a God who lives and guides and takes care of us. This morning, I'd like to share 3 verses out of the book of Proverbs. Just some encouraging thoughts that come out of this one chapter. And I start with verse 13, Proverbs 17:13, and it says, "If you repay good with evil, evil will never leave your house." Let me talk about this for a minute, and I'll do the other two in a second here. If you repay good with evil, evil will never leave your house. Now you think about, why would you do that? Why would you repay a good deed with something evil? Well, there's a story in the Bible about the servant who had not paid back his master and begged for forgiveness, and the master gave it to him. And then he went outside, and there was another servant who owed him much, much, much less. And he begged for forgiveness, and the guy said no and put him in jail till he could pay for it. I always wondered how you're supposed to pay for it if you're in jail, but that was a common thought for many, many years. So why would you even want to do that? Well, I don't know. I've never been in that position personally. I hope you haven't been. I guess it's because, though, that someone feels so entitled and so selfish that everything's supposed to revolve around them. And clearly, that's not what God wants us to be like and to do. Though I agree, there are those out there. So I hope that's not you today. But here's another verse out of the 17th chapter. Verse 17. It says, "A friend is always loyal, and a brother is born to help in time of need." Now, I hope you have lots of friends. Research shows that if you have 5 really good friends, now I don't mean acquaintances, people you know and can talk with, but if you have 5 really good friends, you are a fortunate person. I've known some who thought they had no friends. I've known some who their whole lives had thought they were all by themselves and nobody really cared. It says here, a friend is always loyal. That doesn't mean you like everything the other person does, but you're still loyal. You're there for them, even if they do things that are not up and up. Well, hey, all of us do that. You do that. We're not perfect. We don't get everything right the first time. Shucks, some of us don't even get it right after the 10th time. But a friend is one who cares. And when something happens to you, in some sense of the word, it also happens to your friend. And I know I've lived times in my life when I wasn't sure I had any. And that's really tough. And I know some people think they can do it all themselves. And maybe you're one of them. And maybe you're one of the very, 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 very few of those who think that they can do it all by themselves and actually do. Most of us are not in that category. So we need to work to build friends and build relationships. And see, that's the exact opposite of the first verse I read. You don't repay good with evil, you repay good with even more good. And I found that the more good I repay with, the more fun it is. You see, life intended by God was to be a thrill, not a drudgery, not a something you have to get through. I mean, it's supposed to be exciting and fun. We're supposed to be enthusiastic about what is happening in our lives. And so many, many people I know do not do that. And I think that's really tragic. Well, here's another verse. It says, a truly wise person uses few words. A person with understanding is even tempered. Now, I know, I've heard it said many times, people think they are born with a temper. They're not. There's nothing genetic about it. Not for humans, maybe for other animals. I understand hippos are really vicious and very unpredictable. I've never been around a hippo that I know of, so I can't tell you from firsthand experience, but just knowing that is good enough for me. I'm not going to find out. I have no desire to swim with the hippos, as some people want to do with dolphins. But it says here, truly a wise person uses few words. It's hard to use a few words, especially in situations where things are hard and difficult. And in our culture today, it seems to be the strategy is to out yell and out insult and out be nasty to someone else. And somehow that makes you the winner. It doesn't. All it makes you is a loudmouth, belligerent fool. And I would say that to anyone who's in those situations, particularly the politicians who want to do that. But not just them. People who have tempers and blow up, sometimes for the smallest of reasons, they can do better. And they should do better. Why? Well, because of the second verse I read. A friend is always loyal. We are born to be friends to those around us, whatever they are. And when we use wise words, we enhance that. When we use temper related words, we destroy that. So you can think about these three verses, verse 13, verse 17, and verse 27 out of the 17th chapter of Proverbs. There's some more good things in there. I just don't have time to look at them today. So thank you so much for listening. Hope you have a wonderful day. If you have a need or a prayer concern, let us know. We'll do everything we can as fast as we can to help meet your need. Thanks so much for listening. God bless you. I'll talk to you again.